Hey, it's Jeff, and this video goes out to my Christian friends, of which I have many. And they claim that their God, the almighty, albeit invisible creator of the universe, is omniscient, omnipotent, and merciful. And candidly, I'm looking under every rock for evidence of this claim because it would be heaps easier for me to find mission and purpose in the providence of a higher spirit than it would be for me to spend my entire life self-reflecting and looking inwards in search of enlightenment. So here's a thought experiment, and I've heard such thought experiments posited by Sam Harris and others, and I know it seems a bit naive and rudimentary, but I've never heard a proper retort. So there are 5.1 million children under 5 who die every year of starvation. And that does not even take into account the many, many children who are suffering from malnutrition or wasting. Now, the majority of these children live in Sub-Saharan Africa, in countries like the Sudan or Somalia. And what I am trying to square is, if God is omniscient and omnipotent and merciful, then how does he let this travesty occur? So maybe he is unaware of it. Maybe he doesn't know. But then, of course, that would undermine any notion that he is omniscient. And then maybe he's powerless to rectify the situation. But of course, that would erase any notion that he is omnipotent. Or maybe this God just doesn't care. But of course, how could he be dubbed merciful if he doesn't care? And further, these countries like Sudan and Somalia, they are predominantly Muslim. About 90% of the population in these countries follow the Islamic faith. So these children are born without any acceptance of Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And per Christian doctrine, they are doomed in the afterlife to eternal hell. So these 5.1 million children, the majority of whom are not Christian, not only suffer in this life, but also are doomed in the afterlife. And this is just an honest inquiry, because if we are going to put our faith in a higher spirit, if we're going to ascribe meaning and some degree of destiny to a greater God, then in some way that absolves us of the moral responsibility of doing anything here on earth. But if humans actually imbue the world with meaning, then we can take on that moral obligation to reduce suffering. So I ask my friends to help me with this question. If God is omniscient, omnipotent, and merciful, how can this happen?